some information you have to get. Your phone numbers and all your addresses must be accurate. You have to also upload a recent and clear picture. This picture will be used for your ID. And in case where there will be virtual congregation, is the same picture that may be used. So make sure you take a very nice picture, which is very clear. And then you will be required to fill a referee portion. You provide 2 to 3 referees. Make sure you get their correct email addresses. So what happens is once you input their email address in the system and you click submit, automatically they get the link to complete their referee portion. So if you provide wrong email address, they are not going to get that prompt for them to be able to fill the referee portion for you. And if that portion is not filled, you will not be cleared for admission. If you went to a school outside Ghana where they don't speak English, or you are a foreigner from an English speaking country and your documents are in other languages, other foreign languages, French, German, Spanish, you may go to the School of Modern Languages for assistance in translation. All documents in foreign languages have to be translated into English before the application can be cleared. And you ensure that you scan your document in correct and visible formats and sizes so that it will be seen well. All the information the document has will clearly be seen. And when uploading, make sure you don't upload them upside down. It makes reading a bit difficult. So upload them correctly. And let's note this point. Once you begin a program at UG, you are not allowed to enroll in another program, either in UG or any other university within or outside Ghana, if you have not graduated and without express written permission from the Vice Chancellor. People have lost their certificates for this reason. So I'm stressing and I want to emphasize that do not, once you start, if you are already on another program and you have not finished, you are not allowed to enroll on a program in UG as well. Sometimes we get some students who get confused, or some applicants who get confused with certain things, thinking that at a certain point in their academic life, they are deemed to have finished. If you are doing an MPhil or PhD or a dissertation program and you submit your work for examination, please, you have not finished school, so you cannot start a new program. So if there are some among you, advise yourselves. If your thesis or work has gone for examination and it is back and you are making corrections, it does not mean you have finished. If you have submitted your final work, but you have not been graduated, you are still not finished. So you cannot apply for a new program. Your program is completed when you have duly been graduated. Then you can start another program. Otherwise, if for some reason you think you can, or your thesis is delaying, blah, 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 you want to do, then you have to write to the Vice Chancellor that for so and so reason, you want to start a new program, and wait for approval letter from the Vice Chancellor. If the Vice Chancellor approves, then you are good to go. In which case, when you are applying, you should have to attach that approval letter as well to the application. Now, you may have finished with application processes, but your application was not cleared. These are some reasons that could account for that. When the name on the certificate does not match the name in the application documents, and there are no legal instruments or documents backing the different names, so like Gazette, birth certificate, and that backing such change of name, your application will not, it's not made, it is will not declared. When it is found that the applicant is already enrolled in another program for which they have not been graduated, like I mentioned earlier, you will not be cleared. And then when the application documents are invisible, untranslated, or insufficient, so whatever documents you are expected to attach, you don't attach, or you attach but they are not correctly scanned, they are not visible, and foreign languages have not been translated, your application will not be cleared. Now you entered your biodata, your information and everything, and you realize there are mistakes. I will advise that in the course of the application process, you don't even just submit or press submit immediately you are done. If there is time, just hold on. You can come back again. Come back another day and then go through again. You are able to see mistakes in that way. If you do it all at once, you are likely to miss something out. So you come back again and you check. If you have done all that you didn't see, now you have been admitted. Once you've been admitted, your system now, your name is now fully registered in the system. And making amendments is difficult. There's a new regulation that may allow you to, on some conditions, amend your name. And to do that, you have to apply to the Director of Academic Affairs using the email address displayed there. And you have to use your official email address, official UG student email address, by which time you would have been admitted. So you have UG student email address. And to apply for such changes, it should be done within the regular academic registration in the first semester only. If the first semester passes, then that is it. For those doing 2-year program, then they will have another chance in the second year, first semester. But if your program is a 1-year program, then if you miss the first semester to do that correction, then that is it. Whatever error is appearing in your certificates or in transcript, and you may have to do a gazette to support them in the future. And in applying for such changes, you will have to attach some documents. So you need a gazette backing that indeed you have changed your name and it's now legal that you've changed your name. You need a valid copy of your Ghana card, a recent police clearance certificate. And then for name or date of birth amendment, you need a notarized deed pool. So you do that either in the court or those who do how do you call it? Commissioners' Committee of Oath. You get that notarized. And then the original documents of these will be needed for final verification. So you are going to send all these documents through the email aad@ug.edu.gh to the director. And then you go there and show the originals. You go to Academic Affairs, room D8, and show the originals for verification. And then from then, the changes will be done. And note that this attracts some fees. So you'll be made known how much you pay for such a change. I will rest here. I think that is all for now, and I'll invite questions. Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
Grace, I'm here. I'm here with you, Grace.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. Any questions for Chris? Our IT guys, Gabby, can you please put up the video for some of our guys? Chris, there's another Chris or Samsung something. If you can kindly please put off your video for us. I beg you. Sometimes we see a lot of things. So thank you very much. Okay. So Ken Cash. Okay, Ken, your hand is up. Grace, please wait so that Ken can ask his question and then you can go, or if you want to be with us for some time. Yeah.
Okay, please. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ken.
Okay, my real name is Kenneth J. I'm called Kenneth J, and I want to find more information about this. The other day you had a meeting, but I joined late, so I wasn't able to ask this question. I wanted to find out if there is a 1-year program for in finance, let's say MSc in finance at UG.
Okay, Ken. Ken, thank you very much. We have not gotten there yet, so please hold on small for me. As I gave, as I introduced earlier, we have our speakers, so somebody will speak on the 1-year program. So please have yes. So this is I thought you were going to ask a question on what Mr. Arthur had just spoken about. Yes, so we'll write your question down and then we'll attend to it when it's time. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so Chris, just hang around a little bit for me. Professor Brahma, please, yes, if you can kindly unmute. So Chris, kindly unshare your yes, thank you. Prof Brahma, please, you can take over. Yes, Prof.
All right.
Thank you.
Give me a second. Let me share a document, and then that would guide our next discussion.
Okay.
Do I have the right to share?
Yes, Prof. Prof, please, you do. You are a co-host, so you can share.
Oh, okay. Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me and my screen too is visible. Okay. Yeah, can I be heard? Is the screen visible?
Prof, everything is on point. Please, you can go.
Wonderful. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the UGBS special programs. And this is the weekend option. Now, the weekend option means that the programs are also run during the daytime, Monday to Friday. And then this program is run only at the weekend. And that's why they are called the weekend option. This beautiful edifice you see here is where we hope to receive you later in the year to begin your programs. And I'm sure those of you who use the 37 Medina Highway would have noticed this building for some time now. We are waiting to welcome you there later in the year. Now, our MBA programs that will run at the weekend: MBA Accounting, MBA Finance, MBA Marketing, MBA Human Resource Management, MBA Health Services Management, MBA Management Information Systems, MIS, MBA Operations and Supply Chain Management, and then MPA, Master of Public Administration. So this is the list of the courses that we run at the weekend, on the weekend option. And I believe that for most of us on the platform today, would find one of these programs interesting and consistent with our career objectives. It's a 2-year program, 4 semesters. So you start and you have 4 semesters to go. That's how our MBA programs are structured. And a semester is 13 weeks. 13 weeks means that we hold lectures Friday evenings, 6 to 8 p.m., and then Saturday. So the whole of the Saturday dedicated to lectures and interactions, and then the Friday evening to dedicated for our lectures. So this goes on for 13 weeks to finish a semester. The next 13 weeks in that manner. So by the time you spend 52 weeks in lectures, you would have ended the 4 semesters. We hope that teaching will start, anticipated teaching will start in October this year. So as you are planning for admission, you're also planning that in October this year, you'll be in school. So you know how to put your travel arrangement, your Christmas vacation travels your treks and all those things. You have to be planning towards them, knowing that October you'll be committed to the University of Ghana Business School for your program. How to apply? 220 Ghana cedis. You can get our e-vouchers from Zenith, UMB, EcoBank, Republic Bank, Consolidated Bank, ADB, GCB, and Fidelity. Certainly, wherever you are, whether home or at work, you definitely will have one or two of these banks just around the corner. It makes it simpler and easier to acquire your e-voucher. However, for applicants applying from outside the country, the application fee is 110 Ghana cedis. It's non-refundable, just like those resident in Ghana. It's non-refundable. How do you buy any of these two websites? Just click any of them and then follow the instructions, and then it will allow you to purchase one. The sgs.edu.gh or the admissions.ug.edu.gh. So these two websites would allow you to pay and buy, complete the application forms and submit. So it's a one-stop shop if you are applying from outside the country. Application deadlines for this year is this month, 28th June, 2024. So my suggestion is don't wait until the last minute, because you may have to get your certificates and your transcripts, which you may have your certificate, but you may not have your transcripts available. So the time to start the application is now. An idea of the program fees: 23,724 Ghana cedis per year. So your first semester would be about 12,039.50, and the second semester 11,684.50. This should bring us to 23,724 per year. However, if you are applying from outside, you're an African, you are required to pay $3,700 per semester. That's for international students. And for international students who are non-African, fee is 4,564. African international students is 3,700 USD, and then the international students non-African 4,564 USD. Please, if your mic is on, you can kindly mute it. We are getting
Prof. Yes, Prof.
Positions.
Yes, okay, thank you. I think the person has muted. Thank you, Prof.
Wonderful. And if you want to reach us, you can reach us by traditional fixed line 0303 964 332 or 054 94 39 459. Let me repeat for the sake of those who are not watching their screens. 030 3964 332 or 054 943 9459. Thank you. So yeah, I'm done.
Thank you very much, Prof.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much, Prof. If there are any questions, okay. So Sid, is that the name?
Yes,
Sid.
sir. Good.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My question is, I know Prof he touched on lectures being held on Fridays and Saturdays. I want to inquire whether part of this will be done online. And the reason I ask is I find myself in peculiar situation. I work in Ghana for a month and outside for a month. So for the month that I'm not around, is there an online session that I could join to cover up that 4 weeks?
Okay. So for now, we are running a mixed system. Some of the lectures are online and some of the lectures are physical. And normally at the beginning of the semester, we'll give a timetable that will clearly indicate which ones should be a face-to-face contact hours and which ones should be an online contact hours.
Okay, so just to follow up,
Yes.
in case I find myself outside during the physical contact hours, would it go against me, or is it something that can be done? Do I need to send a letter or something to the lecturer, or is a no-go?
Now, if you are going to be absent from class, you need the permission of the lecturer or lecturers that you're missing the class for whatever reason. You need to seek their permission first of all to do that. But also remember that you cannot absent yourself from class for more than 3 lectures consecutively. That is concerned with your concern.
It's cumulative. So it's cumulative.
Yes.
So what it just needs to notify the faculty in question, and that usually should help with that. And since it's cumulative 25, by the 3rd time he's likely to be absent, if any, because we meet just about 3 times in person or 4 max. So he may not breach that.
Okay. All right. So I think that solves your problem to some extent. Are you okay with that?
Yes, Prof, I think it's fine. It's okay. So what we will do is that, Prof. Yado, please continue. So the rest of you whose hands are up, please hold on. Let's finish with the presentation. Let Prof. Yado finish. Let Prof. Abugre finish. Then we can take your questions. I think that some of your questions, if we allow other presenters to finish, maybe you get answers to them. So Prof. Yado, if you can kindly just do yours for us. Thank you.
Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, Prof, we can see.
Okay. So this is for the UGBS 1-year master's programs. So we have a few other master's programs that span the period of 1 year. So in essence, we do 2 semesters. Now, these are curated to meet specific needs. For some, we may not necessarily have all the time, and we need a particular or peculiar program that may not fit purposely into the other MBAs that we have. And so in that regard, we have the 1-year programs that are over the weekend. We have MAs and MSCs. So one of them is the MSc Accounting and Finance. We have an MSc in Financial Risk Management. We have an MSc in Development Finance, an MSc in Clinical Leadership and Management, an MSc in International Business, an MA in Management and Administration. So as you can clearly tell, each one has a specific focus, and so is more of a value-creating program depending on where you want to be. So if you're within the accounting and finance space, you may want to do accounting and finance. Others are also working in the space of managing financial risk, which is also a critical area within the finance space. So you want to narrow down, you want to be a risk manager, you hold potential to become the risk manager or to work in the risk unit of your organization, that's fine. We also have the Development Finance MSc, which has a focus within the development financing space, so emerging market economies and what they seek to do in terms of how to deploy finance for the purposes of pursuing development. Then we also have the MSc Clinical Leadership and Management, and we all know that beyond the doctors being present, providing leadership and management of the hospital itself, its governance structures plays a critical role in ensuring that quality healthcare is delivered. So this is a course in that area, and so usually aligned towards those who want to go into hospital administration to that effect. We have MSc International Business, and then MA Management and Administration, also for those who would seek to be in the strategy and overall managerial position, which is more inclined towards general management. So you can see that management and administration. We also have the MSc Business Analytics. That's one of the newest areas, and we all know the essence of big data. And so we have this new program, MSc Business Analytics. And then we have Logistics and Transportation, Key, Procurement and Supply Chain. And then we also have an MA in Public Sector Management. These are typically run on weekend basis. And so, like I said earlier, they are conducted over 2 semesters. They are mostly flexible. And then for most of them, we start either Thursday evenings, Friday evenings, and then Saturday whole day, where we do not do Sunday, so that you could actually have time for family as well. And then in terms of the schedule, we do hybrid, in-person and online as per the case. But in terms of the examination, as we try to put systems in place to be able to have fully online examinations, for now our examinations are in person. And so once you sign up, you'll be able to get a schedule, and then you can plan your life around it accordingly. In terms of the typical MSc programs, the fee is for the whole year approximately 32,110, which you will split in this regard of 16,232 and then 15,887 for that in that order. For the MA programs, that's 26,198 split in the manner 13,276 and then 12,921. Now, typically, when you apply and you do get admission, having fulfilled all the requirements, for the foreign students, that's Africans, we are paying 3,700 per semester. And then for non-African foreign students, that's 4,564 USD. Now, when you get admission, to confirm and secure your place, you're typically required to pay 70% of the fees for the semester. So in that regard, if you're paying the 16 and 15, for example, then it means that you should pay 70% of the 16 that is due on any of the MSCs, and then you pay the 30% before examination begins. And then the following semester, normally you're allowed to do 50% upfront for registration and 50 before exam. So that's what provides for flexible payment. Now, in terms of general entry requirements for most of them, and also based on competition, a first degree is what we require. Now, the University of Ghana now has a dispensation to consider on a case-by-case basis a third class. And so depending on the area of the third class, how many years of experience you have and what we believe you're bringing to bear, you will be given an opportunity to sign up onto any of the programs as per your qualification. Beyond that, typically lower and above with 2 years relevant work experience should qualify you for the pool. Making the pool finally, or the shortlist, depends also on the competition for that year, among others. So typically speaking, those are some of the details you need to know about the 1 year MAs and MSCs. And if you want to get in touch and get further clarification on more details, you can call the direct line 0303 964 478 or 059 550 8270. Or otherwise, you can email ugbsweekend@ug.edu.gh, and then we'll be happy to respond to your queries. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof. Yarof. Grateful. Prof. Abugre, please, you can take over.
Okay, so good evening. Are they going to, am I the one sharing, or they are putting this in the slides there for?
No, Prof, you can share. You are a co-host, so you have the right to share. You can share.
Okay, let me see whether I have it here. Okay. Okay, so once again, a very good evening to all of you. I'm speaking for the EMBA, which is Executive Master of Business Administration, and it's a full master's program that consists or that comprises of 4 semesters. And we have 2 semesters for 1 year, and then the other second year also takes the other 2 semesters. So the executive master's program, or when we say executive, normally we refer to persons who within their organizations are expected to lead teams to deliver objectives. So these are high caliber people. And they are people that we expect that they should be able to input into strategy of the organization. Above all, they serve as pivotal in the execution of the strategy for their organizations, So the EMBA program is designed to help students build capacity in the aforementioned areas whilst upscaling their technical expertise. We have the program options as follows. There are 5 programs. We have first, finance, that is EMBA finance. Then we have EMBA human resource management. We have EMBA marketing. We have EMBA entrepreneurial management. And we have EMBA project management. So the choice is yours. You look within these 5 options. And where you think that you can build a career on, then you can then choose that. Or where your work actually entails, then you can choose that. Lecture period and formats. We normally start from Monday to Friday. And all the lectures are evening. It means that after work. So it starts from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Most of the time by 8:30 p.m., we are finished with the lectures, but then we can converse a little bit into what we call, if there are questions and so on. But by 8:30 p.m., lectures are almost done. The lectures are also, for now, we basically adopt the hybrid program. It simply means that immediately after the COVID, we have resorted to what we call having most of our lectures online. And then we also have some in-person. So if we have a 13 weeks of what we call 13 weeks of teaching a semester, at least we have about 5 to 6 times that we meet in person. Then the rest are always online. It simply means that you can follow the lectures from home or wherever you are, or mostly your offices and so on. So this year, how are we starting the EMBA program? Lectures will start, or teaching will start October 2024. So we may think that October is too far, but it is not far. So you have to start right now and get all the preparations before and pay your fees so that you make yourself prepared and ready for October teaching. What are the admission requirements? As we said, executives are people normally that we expect that they input into strategy. A good first degree, that is what we require, at least second class lower from a recognized university or an equivalent professional qualification. When we say a recognized university, we simply mean a university that is accredited by the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission. We also look at other professional qualifications. In addition, 5 years relevant working experience, preferably in an executive position. So once you have all these things, come or buy the form, apply, and then we can start the conversation then. It doesn't simply mean that when we say 5 years relevant working experience, if you work 2 years, you shouldn't apply. Apply. The important thing that we are looking for is that the good first degree, and then when you have worked for 2 years and above, for instance, you can apply. That is why we are bringing you much more of, at the end of your course, for instance, we'll make you more experienced than even the people who have 5 years. So, when is the application deadline? The deadline for the program is June 2028. June 28th, 2024. Sorry for that. I think I'm running ahead of my time. June 2024. So that will be the deadline for application. So it is better with you. If you want us to have a conversation, good conversation, start buy the scratch card right now and start the processes so that you get your admissions as early as possible. So the program fees, the total fee is made up of 23,724. That is a year because we have 2 years. So it is made up of the 23,724 per year divided by 2 semesters each. It simply means that if you want to pay, that is the first semester is 12,039.50 pesos. That is the first semester that you pay. And the second semester is 11,684.50 pesos and so on. So those who are foreigners, or that is international students within Africa, you pay 3,700 cedis per semester. That is within Africa. And then those who are international, that is non-Africans, say ECOWAS, West, what do you call it? The Western countries and so on, including non-Africans who are this, then you pay 4,564. So that is per semester. I think I need to take it over again. I said Africans who are non-Ghanaians will pay 3,700 cedis per semester for international students, as international students. Then those from Western countries, that is Europe, Eastern Europe, and then the other Western countries, US and so on, you will pay 4,564 per semester for international students. So how do you reach us? You can call or WhatsApp us, and the numbers are on the screen as you look. So to a program manager who is also here right now, 020-3000-960. The program office also. So these numbers all go to the program office. So the first one goes directly to the program manager, and the other one to go to the program office and they will assist you. 05094899134. Our email is emba@ug.edu.gh. You can also reach us through that. So I want to thank you, and expecting that we can have a good conversation by you going to purchase the form and start the process right now, so that the conversation will be very good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. We want to once again apologize for the attacks that we have been experiencing. They later started moving to the annotation and writing on the screen, so forgive us if you found anything like that. We are trying to move them as they come in. So we have a few questions for us. So if you want to ask a question, please raise your hand. And because of what we are currently experiencing, we need to have you have your full name typed out, and so that we'll be able to know that you are not a hacker, so that we know who we are dealing with. So if you want to ask a question, raise your hand. If not, you can just type it into the chat box, and then we'll respond to it there for you. Abdurrahman Ahmad. So we'll ask you to unmute, and then you ask your question, please. Abdurrahman, please unmute.
Okay. Good evening,
Good evening,
Prof,
sir.
and the rest of the team. My question is about the weekends program. You said it will start on Friday evening. What about those of us who are far away from Accra, that we would like to travel over? We work. We are corporate people. We work and we close from work at 5. So, for instance, I'm a banker. I close from work at 5, and I stay in Sunyani. So I need to travel overnight to Accra. It means it will not be possible for me to be present where we're having a face-to-face lecture on Friday. How do you go about it? Thank you. That's my question.
Thank you very much. Prof. Yaro, you want to take that for us?
Okay, so usually with I do know that those who used to have such sometimes up from north, some of them actually flew in for those periods in question. But occasionally we could accommodate, should I say, an in-person, a virtual class for 1 or 2. It's not constant. That's usually at the discretion of the faculty, because also the need for face-to-face engagement. So sometimes there's a case by case if it's truly legitimate. But I'm believing as well that once you sign up for the course, one of the key things would be to also maybe, unless of course you have a hostile work environment, which we are hoping you don't have, you could make arrangements so that what I do know some former students have done would be to make an arrangement so that on Fridays, they are allowed to leave a bit earlier. That's if it's a week for in-person. But other than that, we are able to accommodate a few exigencies for in-person where somebody has to be online. But it's not something that is always guaranteed, given that we only do minimal in person. So I'm sure we could work something out. If once you get admitted, then we are now a client we may have to adjust to. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Abdul, I hope you are okay. Thank you. So, and the squad team, I would read your question. I think, Christopher, are you still here so that you address for me? Could you please provide more details on the type of referees you are looking for in the application process? Are there specific qualifications or professional background that you prefer for referees? I think that the last information session, somebody asked a similar question, and the answer from the graduate school was at least you need to get one academic, somebody who taught you during your undergrad period. You need one academic referee and then one professional. Professional, we don't specify which background of professional. So if you're a worker and any of your supervisors can do it for you, that's fine. If not, you can get somebody else to do that for you. So please, that's it. So after completing the online application, how long will it take to receive a response? So for those who have already bought forms and submitted applications, some departments have already started giving out provisional admission letters. So if you have not received one yet, it means that you would get yours very soon. So Olivia, when you complete the form, you usually get a notification from the university that you have started the process. When you complete it, you submit and then you print out your proof of registration. That indicates that you are done with the application process. And then it goes to our coordinators and they work on it with the graduate school for the admission. And so some of your colleagues have already started receiving the admission letter. So if you have not received yours yet, I'm sure you get it. The numbers will be displayed again in the program office number, so that you'll be able to reach out to them if you have any questions. So we have some questions from those who are watching us from Facebook. The first question is, I've completed the application process since a month ago. When would the admission decision come? I think I've answered that. Some have already started receiving. If you have not received it, from now to the end of the month, I'm sure that all those who qualify, who have applied and qualified, you should be able to get your provisional admission letter soon. Will I be notified if I failed in getting admission? Yes, typically the program office or the coordinators will reach out to you if there is something that you need to provide an additional documentation for you to be cleared to be given admission. Yes, you'll be gotten in touch with, but if not, fortunately, we are not going to get in touch with you. Okay. Per their adverts, the program is a year. However, in the presentation, I'm sure this question came before Prof. Yado made her presentation. So we have 2-year programs, we have 1-year programs. So I think that is it. I'm sure as at the time the person posted this question, Prof had not tackled her session yet. So what is the fee for MSc Business Analytics and when is this starting? So my academic officer is telling me MSc Business Analytics access will start, I think, the end of this month. So they would reach out to those of you who have been admitted already. I think the department is in touch with you, so they'll reach out to you and then they'll get in touch with you for when you start. Okay. So Prof. Abogre, so I'll let you take this for me. What is the difference between MBA and EMBA in terms of certificate weight? I don't know what you mean by weight, but Prof. Abogre, MBA, EMBA, what is the difference in terms of certificate weight?
Yeah, okay. That is why the EMBA is Executive Master of Business Administration, and the MBA is Master of Business Administration. So in the simplest term, it simply means that an executive has been added to the MBA. And then an executive is somebody that we already define. The EMBA actually is meant for people who are already in a managerial position and who have served for quite a long time. And so we refer to them as executives. So they have come actually to attain more knowledge and skills in the work areas. The MBA is actually Master of Business Administration. These are also managers, but these are quite, I would say, for now, you may see younger people also doing the executive MBA, but formally, the executive MBA was actually meant for people who had worked up to 10 years. We're not taking people less than that. So, but now things have changed. So sometimes it's easier to see younger people also doing the executive MBA. But the essence is that the executive MBA is much more of, we'll say, tilted a bit towards professional skills development. And the MBA is tilted towards academic skills and knowledge development. So that is it.
Thank you very much, Prof. So question 2, do you take professional certification like certified chartered from outside Ghana as a requirement? So we don't, but if your certification is from outside, we will send it to GTEC, which is our regulatory body, for them to give us an interpretation of what your professional qualification is equivalent to. And then based on the advice, we can determine whether you qualify to be admitted onto a master's program at UG. Yes, so there are some programs that take on professionals, but we will still have to verify that professional certification. Do you take anyone as your referee, like a pastor or a teacher? Yes, I think a teacher, that's fine. A teacher, yes. A teacher, yes. We will send a link to them. So anyone who is capable of filling the form, and then when the person is done, a graduate school would vet what the person has done, and then we can clear you for admission. The nature of my work cannot permit to come in person except Sundays, because I work from Mondays to Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Takwa Edit environment. So as Professor Fiador had already indicated, most of our lectures will be online. A few will be in person. And so on case-by-case basis, you can arrange with your lecturer for those particular courses, and then we'll see what can be done for you. But it is not the norm that will allow everybody, especially we are doing in person, for everybody to come online. So that is it. So please take note. Can I have the slides for this? Please, our information session is loaded on the University of Ghana Business School website. It will also be on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel as well. So you can find it there. You find everything there. As for the slides, these are slides that we use for this information. I don't think that it will be of any relevance. Just watch the video and then you'll be fine. Okay, thank you. Okay, so there's another comment from Facebook. Can someone join an in-person lectures from home office? I don't understand. It's an in-person lecture, so you can't join from home office. Okay, and I don't know what. Prof. Yaro and Prof. Brahma and Prof. Abugre, can you answer? Person is asking whether when an in-person lecture is going on, can they only join online?
Okay, I know that a few of our lecture rooms are fitted, and I think it's still work in progress for the interactive class. So I think occasionally we can always make arrangements for the lessons for those who are genuinely affected to fit in there. But like we've said, that's one of the reasons why we do mostly online, and we'll have about 3 in person. And so we're assuming that even for the in person, if you manage to make up for 2 out of the 3, that should actually take away the challenge here. Except for this person saying that they want a completely online class, that for now is not something we fully do. And so it might be a bit of a challenge, but beyond that, we can you try and make sure that at least the 2 out of the 3 in-person sessions, you make it a point to be present. We can accommodate 1 or 2 absenteeism once you are learning and delivering on your assignments, etc. But consistent absenteeism is something that the rules of the program also do not encourage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Grateful. Olivia, so aside online application, are we to submit any physical? No, we don't submit any documents physically here. All our application process is purely online. So please, no physical. So can one apply for more than 1 program with just 1 voucher? No, please. It's 1 voucher, 1 program. Thank you. You cannot. And in the University of Ghana, you cannot even be admitted to 2 programs. You cannot do 2 programs at the same time. So I don't know how you want to do that. You need to complete 1, graduate, then you can apply for any other that you want to pursue. What is my chance of gaining admission to pursue MSc Finance and Accounting when my current academic qualification has 0 accounting background? Note, I am a credit officer analyst for 5 years and above working experience. Prof. Yaro, once again, I come to you. It's a 1-year program. Thank you.
Can you take that again? I didn't pick it.
Okay, so the person says, what is my chance of gaining admission to pursue MSc Finance and Accounting when my current academic qualification has 0 accounting background? Note, I am a credit officer / analyst for 5 years and above working experience. Okay,
yeah. So I think that's where usually the access program comes in. The access is for the non-accounting, so that it gets you to appreciate the basic principles of accounting before you start, should I say, delving into it. Because whilst you may have been a credit officer, most likely you'll be dealing with just the financials, but obviously to work within that space of accounting and finance, you need to have understood the basic or foundational principles of how that data that you work with even came to be. And that will require some, should I say, little journey into the world of pure accounting. So yes, your chances are bright, but we'll rather recommend that you start on the access so that you can get the principles which will then underpin what you already have and make you a better candidate to continue onwards.
Thank you very much, Prof. I just saw that the coordinator for the program has already, Dr. Zanjina has even responded. You can start from access program, which starts in the 2nd semester. So I think that that's it. So how is the MBA and EMBA different from MSc, which is just a year in terms of the weight? I think that has been answered already. But Programmer, can you answer that? How is the MBA and EMBA different from the MSc, which is just a 1-year program in terms of weight? I don't know why people are using weight like this. Okay.
I'll take that briefly.
Okay, yes, please. Okay.
So the issue about weight here you're doing is like you're comparing apples and oranges. Each particular program and what it seeks to offer in value. So this is like asking me whether somebody who did medicine, which has to do more like a 7-year program before they literally finish their degree, is better than a 4-year standard degree program. Each one and what they seek to do, and therefore the content that is required to be delivered. So what you rather need to focus on is where exactly are you going and what tool do you need to get there? And once you get that one right, it's easier to now see exactly the value proposition that is laid before you, as opposed to comparing them and wait, because you actually be doing wrong comparisons. What are you looking for and which one of them speaks to your need? I think that would be a better way to look at it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Grateful. Since the deadline for submission of forms is not due, is it possible to make, yes, Priscilla, it's possible for you to go in and make edits if you want to. Okay. Then Kwabena also from Facebook says, I've received my provisional admission letter. Can I use a provisional admission letter to apply for scholarship? Again, would there be an extension for when the 70% payment will be made when you miss the 31st July deadline? Is the end of the road for you, please? And then lastly, I know COVID birth online sessions, but post it, can we revert to face-to-face, perhaps increase the percentage? So those of us who are very interested in the networking bit of the school can benefit from. But as you can notice, so one, your provisional admission letter, I don't know where you are applying for the scholarship from. If the provisional admission letter suffices as enough document or proof for you to be granted the scholarship, please, you can go ahead and apply for the scholarship. For us, all we know is that we have offered you the admission. If you get a scholarship for your fees to be paid, that's fine. You are a student. And then for the 31st July deadline, if you are not able to make the 70%, please reach out. There are telephone numbers on your provisional admission letter where you can reach out if you have any questions. On the issue of reverting to fully face-to-face sessions, as you can see, we've had a lot of questions rather on us moving to online more than face-to-face. So we are doing the blend for now. And so when you come for physical lectures during those weeks, you can still network with your classmates and have a lot of fun alongside. How long has the MA Public Sector Management Program been running? This is about the 3rd year or 4th year. Kindly confirm if the MSc Financial Risk Management course is a weekend course.
Yeah, I think recently we just modified to weekend. I'll check again. I know there was a proposal and I think it's supposed to start running for this season, but let me check if.
Okay. So the academic officer says that yes, it's a weekend program.
Exactly.
Yes. What happens when you previously had an admission you could not honor due to some reasons, but would like to apply again? So when you had the previous admission and you could not honor, you could have requested for us to defer your admission for you to the next year. If you did not do that, unfortunately, you have to buy the forms again and reapply. If you did that, all you need to do is to reach out to the program office, the telephone numbers. I think that, Prof, I don't know if you can project that portion of where the program office numbers are, or any of you, so that they would see, and then so you can reach out to them. Okay. When would admission letters be sent out for MSc Development Finance? Prof Yado will answer that. I think that she's working on them, so you receive your letters soon.
The letter should be once cleared, it should start populating so they can start checking their portals.
Okay, so you can go to where you filled your. So Percy, please go to your admission portal where you filled that admission process. When you open with your serial number and your PIN, if you have been offered admission, you will see download provisional admission letter, boldly in green there, and then the credentials also in red. Then you download them. How many weeks in a semester for MA Management and Administration? 13 weeks. It's 13 weeks, please. All lectures are 13 weeks. Everybody will do 13 weeks. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, one question from Facebook again. So we are on Facebook and YouTube, so we have a lot of the questions there. Our team is posting them for us here. I'm a quantity surveyor by profession and want to read an MBA in finance. Want to know how feasible it can be. Today the finance questions plenty.
It's very feasible. MBA finance starts from the basics, and so it's open to anybody who wants to master the art of business administration and even wants to branch into a bit of finance.
Thank you. So Francis Suno, duration of business analytics. I just answered all the programs are 13 weeks, please. 13 weeks for everybody. Facebook again. Okay, so for access, I hear you'll be doing between 10 to 12 weeks. Facebook again, please, is it possible to get the course module for management information systems? Please visit IT team, please put website link on the chat box so that they can go in. So if you go there, all the course modules are there. You can read about them there, please. Kindly clarify the kind of referees you mentioned. Yeah, I said a professional or a former lecturer. And I said, no. And you said in an answer to a question, pastors and others can also. I'm saying that if you are a reverend minister and you are applying for a program here, definitely your senior reverend minister will be the one who would fill your professional referee for you. So I'm saying that depending on where you find yourself, so if somebody asks whether a pastor can do it, I assume that the person might also be in a ministry. So a pastor can definitely do aside their former lecturer can also do for them. It does not mean that if you are not in ministry, because some of you, our students are full-time ministers. And so when we ask for professional qualification, they'll go for it from their supervisors in or seniors in the ministry. So that's how I answered the question that way. So please take note. Will it be possible to gain admission to study MSc Accounting and Finance with degree in Economics and Statistics? Yes, that's a big yes. You can get admission to study. Please, for clarity, are we to pay 70% of the fees for first semester? Yes, so when you receive your provisional admission letter, it says on it that you have up to 31st July to pay 70%. You have up to 31st July, but it is not cast in stone. If you have any challenges, you can reach out to us and then you pay as you afford. But before you write exams, we expect that you would have paid your fees for that, your full fees for that semester. Okay. Do you have sandwich courses for the MSc program? Yes, we do, but unfortunately, this information session is not for our sandwich program. We will have our sandwich information sessions later in the year. Later in the year, we'll have our information sessions for sandwich program, but you can visit the University of Ghana Business School website. We have our 1-year program, 2-year program, sandwich program. You can read about them before the information session time. When are the access programs expected to end? Access program is just 1 semester. They are not a year. It's just a semester of 12 weeks. You write exams, and then now when you pass, you move on to the mainstream and do 1 year. So whereas someone will do MSc Accounting and Finance, somebody with a finance or accounting background or related background will do 2 semesters. For you that you do not have any of these, you will do 3 semesters. So you do the access as 1 semester, then the other 2 semesters, the main program. Okay. Please, is there any program that starts at the beginning of the year? Please, we work with an academic calendar. And so we don't use the beginning of the year for our programs. So depending on our academic calendar, that is what we do. So if it's a sandwich program, our sandwich lectures start from the end of February, March, and then we move into April, and then you write exams in May. So that's how it's done. Then our regular programs, because of COVID, typically our academic calendar should have been from 1st of August each year to the 31st of July. But because of COVID, we sometimes start our first semester just around this time, getting to July, August, and then we start again, and then we go like that. So we don't have, I don't know if you can be a bit specific. When you say beginning of the year, what do you mean? Can be a bit specific. Okay. So from Facebook again, can one referee be sufficient? No. The graduate school demands that at least two referees. Two referees. Is the personal statement mandatory for all applicants? Yes. So when you are filling the form, every field that is mandatory for everybody. Because if you don't fill that form, that portion, you will not be able to continue the application process. So during POCO, every field that is mandatory, you must fill it before you can continue. Please, are provisional admission letters out for MBA in Health Services Management? Is there anybody from Health Services Management? Dr. Baku, are you here? Maybe I'm sure it will come out soon. Dr. Baku is there. Okay. Dr. Baku, can you answer that for us? Health Services Management. I'm asking you to unmute if you can speak. If not, you can type for us. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Yes, Doc.
Students have been recommended.
Okay, I think that your network is bad. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I think that
Admissions office have admitted.
Okay.
But those whose application are in the clear have been recommended for admission.
Okay. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Yes. So can someone with a actuarial science degree gain admission for the MSc Financial Risk Management? I think so. Yes, you should be able to. Percy, so if you have not received the admission letter yet, please give us. The deadline is June 28th. So I'm sure the admission process is still ongoing. So you receive the notification. Okay. Please, is the amount to pay for the access program different from the actual fee? Yes, please. Yes, the access fee for that semester is slightly lower than the main one, so you pay a little bit. Samsung, I'm reluctant not to respond to names that are phone names, because if you put your name there, it makes it easier for us to identify who we are dealing with. Because Samsung SMAF, you keep repeating a lot of the questions, so I'm tempted to believe that maybe you are. So if you can put your name there, it becomes easier for us to identify you, because you keep repeating questions that we have answered severally. So please, if you can kindly rename, then we know who we are dealing with. I'll answer this for the last time. Please, when are we to apply for the MSc Sandwich Program? So the Sandwich Program admissions will start from November through to December, thereabout, and then you can start lectures end of February. Okay. So please, after admissions this year, when is the next one? Next year. Next year will be the next one. Okay. Please, with the EMBA, is it for people in managerial positions? I think that is the last question. Prof. Abugri, please, if you are still here. Oh, you are gone. Prof. Brima, EMBA, is it for only people in managerial positions? Or is Mario here? Mario, are you here? Okay, Mario, I'm asking you to unmute. Okay. Okay, I think that is 5:25. We've done. Well, okay, thank you. 5:25. I think that we can end. Programmer, are you here? If you have some final words for us, then we can call it an evening.
Hello.
Yes, Prof.
Okay, so just to tell our potential applicants that get ready and start the process now. And for those who have started and not completed, please complete it, because until you complete and submit, no action can be taken on your application. And you haven't started yet, you are thinking about it. Tomorrow, get started. And then because you need to get your transcript and those things all uploaded. And then we hope to see you in October. And in the process, if you're having any challenges, just call the lines that have been displayed on the screens and you'll be promptly attended to. That's for now, yeah.
Thank you very much, Prof. Olivia, so the program numbers are on the screen. I think that you're asking Dr. Baku another question. Please pick the numbers, reach out, and let's talk. Okay, deadline is 28th of June. So between now and then, I'm sure that we should be able to answer that. Thank you very much. Please, EMBA is not for people in managerial positions only. Thank you. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you as well.